Hi guys, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on our very last day of daylight savings time until it comes around again next spring. So don't forget to set your clocks back an hour tonight so that in the morning you will get an extra hour of sleep, something like that. Hey Robbie, hey Jackie, appreciate you watching. Hi Donna. Okay, let me just refresh my screen over here on the left outside of the camera range. And then we're going to get started. And you know, I forgot, but okay. Yes, I'm a goofball. All right. Hey, Nancy. Barbara, welcome. Karen, welcome from Tucson. Hey, Patricia. Oh my goodness, Patricia, I feel so much better today. I can't even begin to tell you. It's just crazy. Those steroids were a godsend. They really were. They really, really were. I feel much better. Reset 5 clocks already. We'll do the other 5. My goodness, Mary, you have got a lot of clocks. That's a lot of clocks. Hey, Denise. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining. Hello, Faith. Hey, Amy. Hi, Roz. Yes, I am much better. Thank you so much. The miracle of modern medicine makes me actually feel kind of stupid for not going way quicker. It was one of those things where every day I just thought I'd feel better and then I didn't. So way, way, way better. All right. Hey, Crystal. Hi, Delinda. Welcome. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We are headed into gift card giving season. Do any of you like to give gift cards for Christmas? I do, because it's great because, you know, of course, it's always going to fit. It's always the right color. It's exactly what they want. But I also sometimes kind of feel like I'm calling it in, kind of phoning it in, you know, like, I don't have the energy to think of anything special, so I'm giving you a gift card. I have a couple of people today, at least a couple of people this year, that will be getting gift cards. And so it occurred to me that I really like giving gift cards better if I can give it in a really pretty gift card holder. So that is what I've made for you today. It is a fun fold, which is great, and it uses the new Christmas rose with the Christmas die, with the rose dies bundle, which is also awesome, and some of the beautiful Christmastime is Here specialty DSP. Yes, Kathy, everybody does. Virginia, I do sound better. I mean, I still sound goofy on camera, but I do sound better, I'm certain. Hopefully I won't cough my lungs out. I've been pretty much past that. We'll see if that continues on. So anyway, this is the fun fold. My friend Sue made a card very similar to this last Thursday for our blog hop, and it gave me the idea. What I did was modify the inside just a little bit. It's kind of like a double card base, and you just put them fold to fold like that. But what I did is I extended the inner liner so that I could fit a gift card in here. And what I had planned to do was have a card out of my wallet to stick in there. But I promise you it does. I used a Starbucks card as a template. So it really, really, really does work. Yes, it is much easier to mail gift cards. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. All right, so let's go ahead and start. I did, of course, make an envelope, and I used the Christmas rose image, the stamped image, and I colored mine. Instead of using the fill stamps, I colored mine with Stampin' Blends, and so that's what we're going to do today, just to show you kind of a different way to color that particular image. So let's go ahead and start, and I'll set these aside for now. And it takes quite a few card cuts. These will all be on the website tomorrow. What I want to do, since 2 of my recipients are in the same family, I want to make the cards just a little bit different. So you see the colors that are on my sample card. This is Poppy Parade as our base, and then I used Poppy Parade to color the rose. And I'm going to swap that up. I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler for the base. I'm going to use a little bit different pattern out of the same DSP, and then we're going to color the rose still with Mossy Meadow and maybe a little Old Olive and some Cherry Cobbler. Okay, so let's start late. And like I said, you don't need to know all of these card cuts right now. The only two that are particularly interesting is the card base itself. This is 4 1/4 by 7 1/2, and we're going to score it at 2 inches. And then the gift card holder itself goes on the inside, and it is 3 1/2 by 9, and we're going to score it at 5 inches. And that is kind of an uneven score, and that gives us room to make our gift card. So let's go ahead and get these scored up. And I'm going to use my new trimmer with the score blade that I have put at the top. So this is my card base. Again, it's 4 1/4 by 7 1/2 inches long, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, like so. And then the gift card holder base itself, thank you, Karen, I like it too. Yeah, I'm glad you got the suite too, Donna. It's really, really pretty. It's just a really pretty suite. I like it a lot. Then this is the 3 1/2 by 9 inch piece, which is going to be our gift card holder, the actual insert part. And we're going to score it and fold it at 5 inches, like so. All right, so let's set that aside. And you'll be able to start seeing really fast how this is all going to come together. We'll give it a little burnish. And then it's just some matting of DSP and putting together. So pretty darn easy, really. Now, I've got some mats, and we're going to use this DSP, which you can see just right off the bat. I have Borkified that. I was doing too much. We spent the day fencing, doing some fence repairs, because after we put the ladies out this morning, Katie jumped right out of the pasture twice, which was indicative of, hey, Mom, it is time for you to fix the pasture so that we can go to the front. All right, so now let me just be sure I'm going to do this right. Yeah. So you see, everything is not hunky-dory and peachy keen all the time. So this is 1 5/8. I'll have to double check the measurements I put on the website. I'm pretty sure I got that right, but we got to be sure. Okay, so there's one at 1 5/8. And then, where's the other one? Right here, 1 5/8. We'll see if we've got that. How many more of these I've screwed up? What do you think? Anybody want to put numbers on that? Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. If I was me and I was you. All right. Yeah, Katie was, well, she was funny because she really didn't go anywhere. She just wanted out because there's grass around the barn. But the second time she jumped out, I mean, she wasn't back in. Wayne put her back in, and she wasn't in for like 2 seconds. She went right back to the broken spot in the fence. And it's not even easy. She's quite athletic, the little turd knocker. The fence where she went over, it's a 3-board fence, but the top board was down. But it's like there's this rock hill, and then the fence at the top, and the hill is really close. So she almost had to do a flat-footed jump to get out. So that's pretty darned impressive. I was trying not to be impressed because I was supposed to be annoyed, but it was pretty impressive. And then after we got done doing the first part of the fence, we were riding the golf cart back to the back to the barn, and Finn starts barking his fool head off. And we look up, and here comes Katie, and she's cantering towards us, like, what are you guys doing? She goes right by us, blows right by us, gallops all the way around the pasture. I mean, all the way around, and it's probably a mile around, maybe 3/4. And she goes galloping around and goes back to the barn like, somebody put me in. I'm loose. You should be putting me in now. All right, so these two go on the actual card base. So just so that we have our terminology correct, I'm calling this the card base and this the gift card holder. Okay, the smaller, narrow one I'm calling the gift card holder. So we're just going to put those two matted pieces on our card base on the front fold. And these are really the same kind of dimensions as on a regular card for me. So, pretty easy. Hey, Jerry, glad you could join. Hey, Sherry, thank you for joining. Appreciate you coming from Kentucky. Are y'all getting cold? It's been really cold here the last couple of days, like seriously chilly, like really cold in the mornings. So we've got our covers out and hats and 3 sets of jackets and gloves, and yeah. I'm actually wearing jeans again to the barn instead of my shorts, so must be winter. But actually, it's kind of nice because it's chilly in the morning, and then about mid-afternoon, it's up in the upper 60s, lower 70s, and it's very, very pleasant. And Finn is loving it. To say that Finn loves the cold weather is an understatement. Okay, what I just matted here is this back panel on the card base. Should do it right side up. It'll make more sense, okay? So that's what we just did there. You can start to see it coming together. This is so easy, and I really like how this turned out as a gift card holder. Okay, and we're just lining that up just like it was a regular card front. All right, there we go. Okay, now let's work on our gift card holder. Hopefully this is right. Okay, so as you can see on the front, 90. Ew, yucca. Yucca. Mary, are you in California? You can't be in California and have a freeze warning. Where are you at? I should know that, Mary, but where are you at? Hi, Gaynor. Welcome from Brisbane, Australia. Thank you. All right, so what we're matting and fixing now is this front piece that's going to hold our Christmas rose. And just some quick, and these are all Mossy Meadow card mats, okay? All Mossy Meadow mats. Mossy Meadow is one of the primary colors on this paper. You got Cherry Cobbler and some Poppy Parade. All right, and then this just goes on the front of the gift card holder. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how easy the gift card holder itself is. We're going to start, by Monterey. Oh, it's beautiful up there. But you're right, it doesn't freeze very much. All right, so for the gift card holder itself, I'm just using a plain cardstock mat, Mossy Meadow, that I'm putting on the larger piece on the inside of the gift card holder. Okay. And then I have a 2-inch by whatever 1/8 of an inch off of that is. I think it's 4 7/8, but I'm not sure. Let me see. 2 inches by 4 5/8. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking the pretty label punch and I'm eyeballing the center, and I'm putting the edge of the paper. Can you see that the edge of the paper is at the bottom of that lower scallop? Like that. That helps me get it straight. And I'm just eyeballing left, right, like that. And then I'm just cutting it out, just like that. Okay? And then we're going to use tear and tape, because this is going to get a little bit of work. The first thing they're going to do is pull out the card to see what the card is, and then they're going to put the card back in, because they're going to want to put the card back in because it's cool. So it's going to get a little bit of exercise. So I would recommend some tear and tape adhesive, and just put it on the 3 sides. And I made sure that this was definitely wide enough, so just go against the edge, but you'll have plenty of room for your gift card, I promise. Hey, Holly, welcome. Jenny is sleep-deprived Aussie. Well, I am sorry you are sleep-deprived. I hope you get to go to bed soon. Soon. Sleep deprivation is a bad thing. You know, it's a torture technique. I'm just throwing that out there. All right. And I can tell you, it's valid. All right, there we go. Take off this covering. And then we'll adhere it down, and that will be that. We'll get our sentiment going, and then we can color and be done. So we're just going to line that up on the bottom, edge to edge, like so. And again, I fully intended to have a card here. Let's pretend this is a card. You can see how it slides in. Perfect. That's just about right. There you go. And of course, if you wanted to, you could put a label there with another sentiment, but we're going to put our sentiment on a piece of Whisper White. And it is going to be stamped in... Been in this house over 40 years and have had the pipes freeze twice. Yeah. Oh, goodness. I'm guessing that is more than enough. The Thunderbirds. So, Deb, you must be down in Florida, yeah? I'm guessing, because I think Karen was at the Thunderbirds today, too. Nearly had emergency brain surgery. Oh, good Lord. Jenny, I hope he's okay. That's horrible. I hope everything is all right. I see you say almost had emergency brain surgery. It almost was an emergency, or he almost had to have it? That is the question. So we're just stamping Merry Christmas in cherry cobbler, preferably without getting any messes anywhere. I'm the world's worst about smudging stuff, y'all. I mean, seriously, it is not good. And then I'm going to take one of the... Whoa, goodness. I'm so sorry. I got carried away. I just got so excited. All right, so I'm going to take this fill image from the Christmas Rose stamp set. I'm going to ink it up with Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to stamp it right here by the sentiment, like so. And then I'm going to stamp us a... I bet you are, Mary. I can't believe I did that. Whack! That was not very nice. And then I'm going to stamp my pine cone in some, early espresso. That seems like a good idea. There we go. And that is our sentiment. And we're just going to mat it on some Mossy Meadow and put it on the inside of our gift card holder. Easy and also peasy. I know it. I was excited because I didn't smudge. They found the brain. It's an emergency when fluid on the brain doesn't drain. Okay, so I'm assuming that found was an autocorrect because I'm pretty sure they knew where the brain was. So I'm assuming you mean they drained the brain or something along those lines. Something about that, yeah. Yes, we've all smudged. And I have noticed a direct correlation between how big of a hurry... See? Look. Seriously now? Seriously. We're sitting here talking about it, and I did it. Just as if... Which is why I made 2 of these. Because I am not dumb, and I am quite accustomed to my goofiness. See, I got all wound up about brain surgery. So let's just redo that. But this is my last opportunity here. So let's not screw it up. I did spoke too soon. Dang it. All right, let's try this again. I'm so goofy. All right, here we go. See, it was on my thumb, and I didn't even know it. I'm just all thumbs. See what I did there? Okay. We're going to try that again and see if we can not bork that again. Let's try to not bork that again. Usually what I end up doing is, well, that's kind of mean. The guy's in the hospital. He just had to have his brain drained, and you're saying it's a miracle he has one. What? All right. So again with the Mossy Meadow. Does this look like deja vu all over again? Yes, it's almost as if you've already seen this, right? I kept cutting down the piece in the head. Karen, that sounds like me. Oh, well, I'll just change the dimensions of my card. Yeah, you can only go so far. And then a pine cone. I knew you guys wanted to see how to do that, those pine boughs again. I really just did it for you. It was a completely selfless act. Now I'm going to wipe off my fingers, dry my fingers before I touch my card base again. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. There. And then we're going to put some liquid glue on. Usually what I end up doing is I try to do it so fast that the darker colors haven't dried yet, but this time I was just being thumb-fisted, fist-thumbed, ham-thumbed, or something like that. All right, now we'll put that on the inside, and then we'll put it inside the card base, and we'll be getting very side of our card, and then it's all going to fold over like that. See? So we'll use a little liquid glue. And then we'll color us a rose, shall we? There we go. We'll get it situated where it goes. All right. Like so. And then we'll set it aside and let's color us a rose. Let's color a rose. Here we go. Hey, Jean. Oh, did you freeze? Did I freeze you? I'm sorry. You back? Okay, good. Whew. Make me want to sing Let It Go, Let It Go, Let It Go, Let It Go. That's why they didn't hire me to do that. Just saying. Okay, so I've got my Mossy Meadow blends, and I'm going to color my lifts, starting with the light one. Now this image, I stamped, used my Stamparatus. I stamped it in Mossy Meadow, and then I cut it with the big die that is in the set, okay? So it cuts right out, easy peasy and gorgeous. And don't forget that large die also cuts out the stamped image, the printed image that's in the DSP, which is pretty darn handy, I just have to say. I think it's very, very handy. All right, we're going to use my normal, really high technique of light first, then dark, then light. Yes, it takes a real genius. And we'll just get that filled in. Just trying to be a little careful to keep it in the lines. This is one of those cases where you want to color inside the lines as best you can. Okay. All right. Now you could, of course, use the fill images on the stamp set, but this gives a little different look, a little less watercolory and a little less fully printed, or a little more fully colored. How about that is what I was trying to say. Try to stay out of my little berries there, because I'm going to come back with my, in this case, I'm going to use the Poppy Parade Stampin' Write marker for that. All right, let's see. Everybody's back? Okay, good. Kathy, you're good now? Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Always love when the video stops doing its thing. It's interesting how video works and internet and all of that. They charge you more and more, and they give you less and less, and I think that's pretty awesome. It's it must be the American way. I like it. I like it a lot. I really don't. I hope you're catching the sarcasm, because I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Okay. Yeah, Finney helped us today. And then tonight, when we were taking him for his last walk, all of a sudden he goes flying off into the woods, and he comes back, and apparently somebody somewhere had dumped either a Kentucky Fried Chicken or a Popeye's chicken, like a fried. You know how they don't have pieces that are actually pieces, like they're sort of breasts and sort of thighs, but they've got some wing, like that. They dumped it somewhere, and then something had drug it in the woods, and boy, he had that clamped in his mouth, and he wasn't giving it up. It was like, this is mine, I have found it. So we're trying to pry it out of his mouth, he had conveniently forgotten what the command leave it was or drop it meant. He just could not remember that at all. And he had his teeth just clenched. Like, no, I found it. It is mine. And Wayne said it was covered with ants. That's gross. Why would a dog even want to eat something covered in ants? I mean, really? That doesn't even make sense. Dogs are just weird. You're just weirdo. You're just kind of a weirdo. I don't understand. But I do wish people wouldn't dump chicken bones like that around where my dog can get it. He was even on our property. He never even went off the property. So somebody drug it over. I'm going to the stamp class color. The extra hour will be nice. Yeah, the extra hour will be nice, but remember when it's dark at 3 in the afternoon. Remember you said that, Mary. I hate standard time. Hate it. I wait anxiously for daylight savings time to come back. I think we should go to it all the time. I guess I've told you my Arizona story. I probably have because, you know, I've been in Arizona before and they have odd time. For those of you from Arizona, it's not an offensive thing I'm trying to say. Please don't be offended. Okay, so I've got all of my lifts colored. And then I'm going to color with my cherry cobbler. Now, the one that's on the website tomorrow, I used Poppy Parade, okay? But still blends, okay? All right, and now I'm going to color my rose with my cherry cobbler blends. And we're just going to do a couple of petals to start with. And then we'll get the next ones. You remember you want to kind of color when your blend is still wet. You want to blend when you're still wet. I'll come back with my bullet point there for just a second. Like that. All right. And there we go. Almost time for a new cherry cobbler blend, I can tell. My point is getting a little bit frazzlized. Apparently I use cherry cobbler quite a bit. Don't you just love these Stampin' Blends? I love them. I love, love, love them. I'm excited to see if maybe we get some new colors with the Occasions catalog, which is, can you even believe it? It's almost getting time for the Occasions catalog. Isn't that crazy? Yep, pick a time and stay with it. Except I want them to choose daylight savings time. I really do. I really prefer it. I'm sure that in the big scheme of things, it's probably not all that different, but it feels different to me. It just feels different. It feels better. I like it better. I do. I want it to be dark in the evening later. Now, here's my question. Do you guys change your clocks before you go to bed, or do you prefer to change them when you get up? That is the question I have. I change them before I go to bed because I don't like, although sometimes when it's this way, I'll change them in the morning because like I'll wake up at 5 and then I go, oh wait, I haven't changed the clock, and so I'll change it back and I'm like, I just gained an hour in my day. See? If you change it before you go to bed, you don't know that you gained an hour, right? You don't know that you gained an hour of sleep, or you don't know that you gained an hour of doing whatever you need to do. You don't know it. As opposed to in the spring when I absolutely positively trade it before I go to bed because I don't want to wake up and then boom, bada bang, lose that hour. That is so depressing. I can't hardly stand it. Yeah, I hate the transition from standard to daylight. I think mine do. My problem is I have some that I think do, like when I still had 2 phones. One of my phones didn't always change, and so I'd wake up in the morning and one phone would be on one thing and one phone would be on the other, and I couldn't remember which one would have been right. So, you know, that's just me again, but hey. Okay, now I'm going to take my Poppy Parade Stampin' Write marker and just color all of my little berries here. The good news, people, is this is the only large coloring job we've got. We're not going to do another one. Aren't you happy? Because this is kind of like watching cement dry, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you guys are sitting there just yakking away about daylight savings time. I have heard that it's once again on the table to change. But did you know they have to do, apparently it's like a Supreme Court thing that has to happen? What? Why can't we just go, hey, guess what? This year we're just going straight up. We're staying on daylight savings time. Y'all suck it. Why don't they just do that? I don't understand. I'm sure the daylight savings time lobbyists and the standard time lobbyists all have to get involved. It's a very important decision making and congressional stuff. Of course, they're busy trying to impeach Trump right now, so how they'll have time to worry about whether we go to daylight savings time or not, I'll never know. No, I don't know if every state gets to decide or not. I don't know. You didn't change the clock. I never changed. Aha, I see. That's certainly one way to do it, but I would be perpetually confused because I'm easily confused, apparently. All right, one last thing. I've got my soft suede blends, both light and dark, and I'm going to just do some quick pine cones. Pine cones, some quick piney cones. Isn't this a gorgeous image? This beautiful rose with pine cones. Score. A double whammy of beautifulness. It's a double whammy of beautifulness, I think. Yes. Okay. You can see that was really well thought out, that coloring, wasn't it? Flop, flip, flip, flop. There we go. Okay. And that is that. Now, I was going to try something a little different. On my sample, all I did was just adhere this with liquid glue, but I want to try something different because I can. And so what I want to do is I'm still going to put it on like this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then I'm going to tie it with some ribbon. We're going to try that. Let's see how that looks. And what's the worst that'll happen? It won't work, right? I mean, the worst that'll happen is it'll just be horrible. And we'll all be like, God, Mary, what in the world? See what happens when Mary tries to think on her feet? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right, I think I'll take that one off. I think that's too far out. All right, here we go. We'll see how that works. Okay, now let's try that. Okay. Now, what I was going to do is I'm going to take some of our gold shimmer and I'm going to put it in this channel that I created with my Stampin' Dimensionals. And then we can tie it shut, and then when the recipient gets it, they can open it up and either tie it back or not, depending on what they'd like to do. Let me just be sure I'm not into that too far. Okay. Perfect. And we'll just pull this around like so. And let's cut this off. And then we'll shut it. And tie a bow. And then it's even more like a present. What do you think about that? I know, I almost got away without using any dimensionals, and that would have been like, I don't even think that would be a thing. I'm not even sure this would be a project for me if I didn't have dimensionals. Not even sure that's a thing. Okay. And we'll just pull that down like so. Push it, there we go. I kind of like that. Yeah, it looks just like a present. I like that. And then we'll use some glitter dots, because I love these. One of my favorite embellishments, I think, of all time are these gold glitter dots. We're just going to put a few here and there on the front. And then that's going to be it. See, this is not very hard. It really actually took me longer to color the whole thing than it did to make the card, right? The card itself is easy. All right. And there we go. Now, I know it. The ribbon is gorgeous, and it's so soft and silky. I really, really like it a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and fix up our envelope, and we're going to use the pines again in Mossy Meadow on the front, and a pine cone. Well, now that your internet is fixed, welcome back, Amy. Appreciate you. All right. And then I'm going to put another couple right there because I like them. They're so cute. And I've already got a smudge, but I'll cover it with an address. How about that? There we go. And then I'm going to just put some of that DSP on the envelope flat. And we'll be Dunske, I says to you. And that's what's kind of cool is this card is, even though none of the dimensions on the card cuts are familiar ones to you as far as sizes for cards, the end result card is still an A2. Isn't that so awesome? All right. So, if you need a gift card holder, I highly recommend this. It's very simple, very quick, and you can really decorate it up to be pretty. Change up your DSP, change up your focal point, change up your sentiment, and you are ready to go. And this is what it looked like on the inside. Pretty, huh? And I promise you, a gift card fits in those dimensions. All right, guys, we will see you next week, and I hope you have an awesome, awesome week. Thank you so much for spending a little of your weekend with me. Bye-bye.